Radiocast, man. Hey, let's get it, man. Yo, shouts out to Yale Radiocast, man. They had an amazing episode yesterday, man. Key to New Era Atlanta, man. Nemaside, Dialing Yale. Hey, man. Amazing episode, bro. Amazing episode.
Thank you.
Hey, yo, shouts out to Huey G, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to Made Solid TV. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on? That was a good show yesterday, man. Good conversation.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, man. It was really good breaking it down. A lot of stuff y'all got into.
A lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, man. How you feeling, man? Happy Sunday, man. Abundant rising and all the good stuff, man.
Hey, bro. I appreciate it. Man. I needed to address my mental health today, man. That brings us to this episode, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a roundtable, men's mental health, man. Dialing Yale gonna, you know what I'm saying? Since Dialing's still on fire for yesterday's episode, you know what I mean?
No, I was just giving some information this morning, just a little while ago by our guest that, because I was like, I thought last month was, but nobody said nothing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Nobody said nothing. So I'm a little hot. I can't bring the man on fire moment to motivational shit, but I can say some shit. You know what I'm saying? So y'all be praying for me. You sure you want me on your show in this mode?
Yes.
It won't be too motivational, brother. I'm just letting you know.
Well, hey, we always need balance, man. But, you know, with no further ado, man, we're going to have a men's mental health discussion today, man. And I got a therapist, right, that's been riding with us, that's been rocking with us since day one, man. Yo, everyone gives it up to Everybody Hate Chubbs.
Yeah.
How y'all doing? Appreciate y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
Do everybody hate you?
Yeah, why?
Okay, so this is how it is, right? A lot of times I just come off the wrong way.
Yeah.
I haven't completely mastered the way
for sure.
of tact.
Yeah.
So I leave, like I come in the room and it's great.
Yeah.
And then I leave the room. It ain't so
like Dialing.
Yeah.
So,
welcome, brother. Welcome, my twin.
It's one of them things, but it's something that I'm working on. Hopefully, I can change that tag by the end of the year. But it's been serving me well. So,
man, okay. Everybody hates Chubbs, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I'm working on it, man.
Do they hate you or do they hate the truth?
It depends on what you consider the truth, because you know the truth is the truth, but the truth is the truth. But at the same time, you know, some people are not ready to hear the truth. Like you can be, I can give you the truth, right? But if you're not ready to hear it, you'll create every scenario, every situation, or why that's not the truth. So truth comes in time to me. So
insightful, man. And you know, when it comes to mental health, telling the truth plays a part in it.
For sure.
You know, and being truthful. You know what I'm saying? Being someone who signs up for mental health sessions. You got to be honest before we can get down to the problem.
Yep, for sure.
You know, definitely. So, man, how long you been in the whole therapy game, brother?
Okay. So, let's be clear. I was a patient before I became a therapist, right? So, I am diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. I suffer from severe depression. And the last time before I was diagnosed, I was taken to the hospital, and they, I sat down, I talked with psychologists, I talked with a therapist, and they went ahead and diagnosed me with generalized anxiety disorder. And, you know, I really wanted to be able to communicate with people, I hate saying like me, but people that suffer from that, because a lot of times, especially men, especially black men, our mental health goes unchecked most days, right? I can't speak for everybody else in this room, but I don't get a whole lot of phone calls just asking for, how are you doing? Just checking in on you, just making sure that you're good. I don't get a lot. Now I give a whole lot of those phone calls. Hey brother, hey sister, this is just a welfare check. How are you doing? Everything okay? But I don't give a lot of those. So I wanted to be able to talk to people and call people and sit down and talk with people. And then I need the education and background to do it. So I decided just to go into the mental health field to be able to back that up, because a lot of times, women too, but mostly men, really we just want to be heard. And it's not a whole lot of that going around. It's the attitude is, well, shut up and get back to work.
Yep. Yep. I think it wasn't a good idea for me to play Joe Budden upon him coming in. No, because crazy thing about that, I'm gonna go right into it. A lot of things he was saying in that song was a lot of things that he was just saying. Like he said in that song, he had a friend that called him, said, "I'm just checking on you because not a lot of people know that your brain's a mess."
Yeah.
Right.
That was a lyric in the song, and he's sitting here saying the same thing right now in this moment.
For sure.
Like just a phone call just to check on you.
Well, that goes a long way, right? I would say that you don't know what people are going through. Everybody doesn't tell you their struggle. Brother to your left, brother to your right could be going through the worst time in their lives, right? And you showed up. Why you showed up? Because that's what you're used to doing. That's what you're supposed to do. It's shut up and get back to work. All right, nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a fuck. All right, let me throw on my clothes. Let me throw on my cologne. Let me come in because this is what I'm used to doing. And I know that if I don't, you see what I'm saying? That's when people will call. And let's be clear, a lot of people don't even call you when they do call. A lot of people don't even call you to actually care about how you're doing. Right? They're calling to be nosy. Let's be clear. There are plenty of people on your lives right now, right, that you never talk to, right? You never talk to them. You never hear from them, right? But you see them come on your page. You see them. You see what I'm saying? Checking on your lives because they want to see, well, what is he doing? Well, what he got going on, and they're not checking to see what's going on because they care. They're checking to see what's going on so they can tell how to judge you where you are in your life, because there's a lot of judgmental. Black men are the most judged people on this earth. Like we have to be 100%. We have to be 100 all of the time. All of the time. We can't. Black men can't have a bad day, right? And then they will sit there and super cap and turbo cap they way into telling you, oh no, that's not true, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All those people on your lives, all those people checking your story, go through the list and ask when the last time they then came to an event. Go through that list and ask when the last time you got a phone call from them, or to a lesser extent, a DM from them saying, hey, you good? What's going on, man? How's everything going? The reality is that's not what's going on. They just want to make sure that you're not, I ain't gonna say necessarily doing better than them, because they can tell you're doing better than them or worse than them from what you post. But the reality is we have to be 100% all of the time, even on your worst day. Is that fair? No, that's not fair. Right. But that's the reality of most black men. I try not to do 100%, but most black men, we have to be okay even when we're not.
So the women, they get those DMs all the time, though.
Yes,
even though it's not genuine, or not, but they always
look,
they,
no. Okay, so all right, so I'm not sure how 100 we can be on.
Very
100. Okay,
very.
Okay.
So this is the 100 network.
So okay, so this is what it is, right? Most women do experience depression. Let's be clear, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's not a joke, but right, women don't really experience loneliness, because I was actually just talking to a friend yesterday. I don't care how fat grotesque, how manly, how mannish, how unattractive a woman is, there is a subsector of man somewhere willing to fuck her. This is just the truth. And in order for a man to fuck her, he at least has to pretend that he's interested in her life. Look, I don't give a fuck about her life, but I at least got to pretend until it's panty dropping time.
Yeah,
right.
And then you don't gotta care no more.
Then I ain't gotta care no more. But at least until then, they have somebody there to listen to their problems. Right. Yeah. So a woman will never truly experience like loneliness.
That's true.
Like that. Yeah. She may not like her options. Yeah, she don't like her options.
That's their words. I don't got no options. Yes, you do. You got options. You just don't like the options that you have.
For sure. Yeah. But you got options for sure, right?
Right.
Most men, when a man say he don't have options, that's what we mean, right? Because a man truly does have to provide value in their life. Like you have to be valuable in order for society and to a lesser degree women to give you access to them. So if you as a man, right, if you just work at Target, right, you just work at Target, you're a quiet guy, you're not necessarily got options like that. A man has to be, for the most part, in shape, right? Yeah. In shape. You have to have some type of monetary value to you. And you also have to look at least halfway decent, right? Like, let's be clear. Beards were not a thing until maybe 7-8 years ago. And then all of a sudden, women started to like beards. Men start growing.
Look at Wayne rubbing his beard. Yeah. He said that's when it turned up for me. That's exactly when my shit turned up on y'all.
Like men started growing beards to be attractive to more women, right? So because of that, we're taught from birth, we constantly have to have value, right, in order to provide for a woman. A woman's value is her beauty, right? It's her beauty and how cooperative she is to that particular man, right? So a woman doesn't have to be smart. It's just a bonus, right? Men don't care about degrees.
We don't.
Men don't care about degrees, so she doesn't necessarily have to be smart. It's a bonus. She doesn't necessarily have to know how to be financially literate. That's just a bonus, right? Most women just have to look good and not be a bitch.
Yeah.
The problem here is I don't know a whole lot of women that aren't bitches most days. Now we can have a great discussion on why, right? But for the most part, women are bitches for most days. Think about the meanest woman you know. You ever met a woman, like seriously, you ever met a woman that is just always angry?
Yes.
Always.
Yeah, walk Atlanta.
Yeah. And there's no.
I told you Wayne, you ain't gonna want me on your show.
and there's no earthly reason for it, and you're kind of like, well, shit, I didn't do it. You see what I'm saying? But that doesn't stop them, right, from being bitches most days. And look, again, you can have a debate about why this guy did that, because it usually comes back to a man. But this guy did that, this guy did this. So I'm just gonna take it out on you. You see what I'm saying? The guy that works at Target. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look, I got cussed out because I was from the same hometown as the last dude that this chick dated, right?
Right.
I met this girl, figured she's a nice chick. I'm gonna take her out, try to do this gentleman shit. They say it worked. That's what they say. They say it works. So I'm gonna try this gentleman shit, right? Hey, you know what I'm saying, man? Let's go out to, you know what I'm saying? Let's go out to eat, have a bite to eat, baby. Take out to eat. Wasn't no expensive. It was IHOP. It was like, 2 in the morning, 1 o'clock, 2 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, try to get to know him. Sitting there eating. So where you from? I say Pensacola. Oh, hell no. The last nigga was from Pensacola. You Pensacola niggas ain't shit. The whole restaurant. They like, and I'm like, what the fuck did I do? I just learned your goddamn name, chick. Correct. But since I was from the same hometown, and I just want to find out who the dude is, because I probably know him. And yes, us Pensacola niggas ain't shit, but she didn't know that. That wasn't her to judge. That wasn't for her to judge.
Correct. Wow. I think that this is what I think. I think that a lot of men, most men actually, except for that 1-2%, but most men suffer from loneliness. And loneliness breeds a lot of mental health disorders, right? That's just what it is. When a man is lonely, yes, he gets to focus on his craft. He gets to be in the gym more, which we should be doing. There's no excuse for that. Like, focus on your craft, focus on being in the gym, getting in shape, at least attempting to eat healthy. Right? I couldn't crucify a man because I love a 20-piece wing like like everybody else.
20.
20. Yeah. But the reality is men need people to talk to. Men need companionship. Men need to be able to voice their opinions without having to be judged. And we don't have that, which goes back to my theory that we kind of just always have to be okay. I know men that don't talk to their mother, their father, their wives, because they feel like nobody will get them. And then if they at least are willing to hear them out, they're not going to understand where they're coming from. Like I got something I said on some random reel somewhere. I'm not going to give them the promotion, but it was the guy was telling him that you don't have depression because there are people in other countries with no running water, no clothes. They're in war-torn countries, and you're not really depressed. You're just sad.
Sounded like me.
And and Wayne, you know this more than I think anybody. That's not how depression works.
Yeah.
Like that's not how it works. There have been plenty of millionaires and billionaires that have left the chat because of depression, and they had nobody to talk to because everybody around them felt there's literally nothing to be depressed about. Which I'm just going to outright say that is a joke, and that's not what depression is.
Yeah.
So I really want to dispel that myth today. Depression is chemical. It's not something you can help. Now, listen, there are variations of depression, right? You have dyspnea. You can be blue. You see what I'm saying? Then you have depression 1, depression 2, severe depression. Like, you have those things, right? But let's be clear. If a person is telling you that, you need to take that as serious as an active shooter threat, because they're telling you they're crying out for help. And I feel like when somebody is telling you that, we kind of need to take that serious. I don't necessarily like to talk about this a lot. I'm not sure if everybody is open to it, but I've attempted suicide before. And that was when I was at my lowest, right? That was before before I was married, and that was one of the toughest times of my life, because when you're in that state, you can't figure out why you can't get out of bed. You can't figure it out. You can't figure out why you can't get out of bed. You can't figure out why why you're not eating. You can't, like, you just know. I don't really feel like doing it. So those things are really tough, and men go through it every day, and we kind of just get shit on about it, But I just don't necessarily think that's fair. And I know I kind of went off on a tangent, but I just think we just kind of get the raw end of the stick when it comes to life, and I just don't. That don't sit well with me, and it shouldn't sit well with any man. But yeah.
And man, you had to get that off your chest, man. Yeah. You had to get that off your chest, and that's one of the coping skills too. Having a support system and talking about it. And with that, I want to segue. You was featured on Oracle Connect.
For sure.
Shouts out to High Heels. You know what I'm saying? She's about the black man.
For sure.
She definitely show love and respect. Well, it was a clip, and this is, when you was talking about women, this is why women gotta be a support factor. If you with a man, you gotta make sure you support him emotionally.
Sure.
Got to make sure you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about you. It's not just about what the man could do for you.
Right.
It's about a circle. A healthy relationship goes in a circle. It's a symbiotic relationship. The tree and the human being helps each other out.
Right.
The human being gives off carbon dioxide. The tree absorbs it and gives off oxygen.
True.
Yeah. So, yeah. Want us to go ahead and segue to that clip right there, man.
I do want to address a comment here is that what is it? But it's not black women that need to be the therapist.
Wow.
So this is the thing, and this is what I'll say. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad says that the woman is the second self of God. Okay, what do you do when you talk to God? You come to God with your problems, with your ills. You come to God when you need the most help. And that is our job as a woman. Regardless of what you think or what you feel, I'm not saying that it's our job to fix a man. We have to get into a certain space where we understand that our man needs us so much. We do need to be our man's therapist, because guess what, sis? If you not his therapist, there's another woman that will be. And real quick, I do want to address a comment here is that what is it?
Yeah, man.
Shout out to High Heels.
Yeah, shout outs to her, man. Because that's real.
She deserves a round of applause.
Yeah. You know, a round of applause for that clip, man. Yeah. If you're not being your man's therapist, another woman will. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And all that other woman got to do is just cook some good food. Too. For sure.
Hey, that ain't it. That ain't it. Cook food and breakfast, eggs, and head in bed, baby. Oh, did I say that in my outside voice?
But man, yeah, bro. Man, I the first, I want to applaud you just by you, sharing that. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the loneliness, it is. And I agree with you. Me being in this mental health field, it ain't a lot of men in this field that's being the counselor.
Nah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, if I'm being blunt, mostly because for whatever reason, society doesn't like black men being alone with anybody, because there's the whole one big nigga thing, and we, it's not a lot of male black male therapists and not of black male counselors for the same reason there's not a whole lot of black male teachers. Like a lot of people just don't want us around their kids. Even though I say any day that men are better parents than women any single every day of the week. That to me, that's not even close. I could go over the rates or whatever, but that's not what we're here for.
No, we are. Go over the rates. No, we are. Let's go over the rates.
Okay, so all right. So let's be clear. 70% of black women are single mothers. This is not a debate. This is not conjecture. This is a fact. 70% of black women are single mothers, right? The problem with that is that 70% are only sleeping with about 8% of black men. You see what I'm saying? Like, so what that tells me is that they're all sleeping with the same men. You see what I'm saying? That in itself is wild to me anyway. But at the same time, when it comes to parenting, look, I'm not saying a man can do what a woman can do in regards to parenting, but what I am saying is that around 60% of black men that are in prison, and I believe, I want to say that's higher, but I know bare minimum, it's at least 60% of black men that are in prison come from single mother homes, right? Versus black men that are in prison from single father homes, which is around 2%.
Wow.
So just really think about that, right? You know, if your father was in your life, right, growing up, you just kind of did what your dad told you,
of course,
to do, right?
Yeah, of course.
It wasn't a whole lot of discussion. It wasn't a whole lot of going back and forth about it. You went back and forth with your mother, especially when you figured out she can't really whoop your ass like that. Once you figured out if she gave it her best shot,
it don't hurt no more.
It stopped hurting. Now you may have pretended that it hurt for a while, but it stopped hurting after a while, right? And you just kind of realize, okay, yeah, she can't really do anything about it. You see what I'm saying? So once a man figures out that she can't really do anything to him, then they just start doing what they want to do, right? And the whole a woman can't teach a man how to be a man. That's true, for better or for worse, right? Because even if you had a deadbeat dad who in and out of prison, right, who somehow kind of just strolled into his son's or daughter's life, they're going to be able to tell them what type of life that is, and to a worse degree, how to navigate in and out of that life, right? If you're going to be in that life, you need to be acting like this, you need to be acting like that, and you're just kind of prone to listening to your father more, right? Whereas mothers, they're the first nurturer of the home, so they're going to support you. They're going to raise you the best they can. But as far as structuring a boy through life, they can't do it because the life experience of a man and a woman is just completely different in mine.
Man, I definitely agree. And I'll even say structuring a girl too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
I say that too, man.
I don't know. I'm cautious about that one.
I think a man's influence could structure a girl. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but structure them into I would say the thing about that. A woman is going to be a woman. We can teach them how we want them to behave as men, or how we feel that they should behave as women versus these ratchetarians out here. I get what you're trying to say. Yeah, that's my word, ratchetarian. I know we're trying to curve that, right? But in strict curving of that, you almost push the child away, because they have to have a natural development of woman, period. And it's all the same thing. It's on the flip side. It's like it's just like a woman trying to make a man by telling him don't cry.
For sure.
So what I'm saying? Because that's what they think manhood is. A man don't cry. So you're almost pushing a boy or a man away from his natural development by saying, "Don't cry." So it's real cautious realms that you got to look at when you want to give guidance versus forcing a certain direction.
Nah, he's speaking facts because a mother will tell a boy real quick, "Don't cry. You're not supposed to be crying. Like, go wipe your face. Don't be crying. Men don't cry."
Yeah.
And then they go up and then they're in bad relationship after bad relationship because every woman that they're with thinks they're emotionless.
Right. So now he's a volcano. He's abusive.
Yeah,
because he's holding in his
he don't know how to
emotions.
regulate his feelings.
Right,
Yeah.
correct, right.
Not to regulate his
And now
feelings.
he's toxic masculine. BS word.
That's going around. So
BS word.
Speaking of that, though, I do want to ask about that.
Go ahead.
Because that is going around the masculine thing. When a man is having a bad time, a bad day,
right?
Soon as something bad happens, they go to that you're not masculine enough. Like,
right.
How do y'all feel about that? That you get that narrative when something bad happens.
Well, we just discussed this yesterday on the Male Review podcast, and we pulled up the definition of. Hopefully, I still have it in this phone about toxic masculinity versus toxic masculinity. Basically, the two definitions don't even match each other. That's why we broke the word down. The ideal of masculinity in itself is basically strength, leadership, being able to handle your emotions, being a little bit physically strong. I don't want to go because that's different bars of strength. You got emotional strength, you got mental strength, you got physical strength, you got spiritual strength. Yeah. So sure. These are the things that make you be able to manage and lead. Well, if I can't do any of that, that's not masculinity. If anything, I'm reacting emotionally. That's a little bit feminine, don't you think?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. So don't akin that word toxic masculinity with something that is totally not. Give it the conclusion at the end of the show is just people are fucked up people. So yeah, I'm abusive. That's not toxic masculinity.
That's just being abusive.
I'm an abusive, insecure dumbass.
Abusive. Right.
Yeah. So yeah. Wayne, what you think about it?
Slow motion this side. I had to drop the infinite waters line on that one, man. Hey man, shouts out to Ralph Smart. I hope one day, I'll be able to meet that brother. But anyway, what I think about that, man, I exactly agree. You know what I'm saying? We're putting these labels. And just like what Key 2 is saying, we're not looking at people as the human being.
Right.
You know, we put in these labels, and these labels is from some other guy who created it. And to me, all these labels are like spells. You know what I'm saying? You put a certain label, now you have a certain perception of this individual.
Right.
And you move a certain type of way. You know? So, man, that's how I see it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly how I see it.
I feel like the term toxic masculinity.
And Super Healer's in the building.
Super Healer came out of nowhere.
Yeah. I had to let the people know my thoughts on this, on toxic masculinity. Like, I feel like the feminazis created toxic masculinity so that men wouldn't express themselves. It's like creating a word so whenever a man expresses themselves, it's like toxic masculinity. So then more men will be like, oh, well, I can't express myself. I can't be passionate about what I'm talking about. You know, sometimes men are just passionate about what they're talking about. And then they'll label it toxic masculinity. You know what I mean? So yeah, it definitely is a word that's like a weapon against men so that they don't speak up for themselves.
One of the things in that article actually said a man who is in support of a feminist beliefs.
Yeah.
Which read in that article, well, that shows that a feminist possibly is the one who creates these ideologies of toxic masculinity because I'm not in line with your feminist, extreme feminist beliefs. It could be.
What do we do when all these clips going around about this and that, and everybody take one narrative and one clip and that go viral? Everybody think like that way, like what you supposed to do?
Man, fuck them people.
Yeah. Most people suffer from hive mind, right? If we tend to gravitate to people that we like, right? So if somebody that you like or respect has an opinion, you tend to gravitate towards that opinion because most people are pussies. So when and by what I mean by that is you could fully think something different, right? But because most people don't like conflict, right? They'll just go along with whether they agree with it or not. It's completely irrelevant. They'll just go along with it. But one of the things that Robert Greene says in the 48 Laws of Power is conflict is unavoidable, right? Conflict is unavoidable. You're going to have conflict. So when conflict arises, have the conflict, and you'll feel better until you get it out. So when I hear toxic masculinity, man, this is the thing. I feel like it's borderline hypnosis, right? You know how if you say something long enough, people will just start to believe it. It's like if I run around telling people, you see what I'm saying, that I may have not walked in the gym in 2 years. But if every time you see me, I keep telling you I've been going to the gym. I've been going to the gym. Eventually, your mind start making me to believe that I'm starting to look smaller because I keep saying. You see what I'm saying? I keep saying it. Whether you believe it or not. Eventually, you're like, well, he is getting a little. You see what I'm saying?
You go to the gym.
Yeah. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's happening. So when I hear toxic masculinity to me is anytime a man acts like a man in front of a woman, right?
There you go.
When a man acts like a man, it is a problem until you need a man.
There you go.
Hold on, run that back. Put your phone down.
Bars.
Everybody wants to shit on men, right?
Yeah.
Until it's time for wars, right?
Yeah.
Until it's time to get those 4 or 5 gallon milks out the trunk and walk them up this. You see what I'm saying? Up the stairs. And a lot of times when women say, I need a man, they're not. What they're saying is, I need my version of a man, right? So when a woman says, I need a man, they're talking about subjectively, like, this is what a man is to me. So because this is what a man is to me, this is what I need, right? And women are funny as fuck to me, right? Because when I hear man, things like that, what that means is all right, I'm sleeping closest to the door just in case an intruder runs in, right? I'm checking the house at night. You see what I'm saying? If there's money low in the house, I'm the one that's going to work 16, 17 hours, right? But what comes with working 16, 17 hours is aggression, because I'm pissed I got to work 16 or 17 hours. I'm mad that when I'm working 16 or 17 hours, I'm working around people who don't have my best interest at heart. I'm out in the world with people who don't really give a shit about me, right? And then I gotta come home, and then I gotta help with the house, because I'm not a dick. I gotta help with the house or whatever. But you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't want me to be a man when it comes to protection. You see what I'm saying? But then you don't want me to be a man when it comes to submitting, right? Because in order to what comes with submittance is protection, and you can't have one without the other. I get it, right? The conscious community at large, right? So they're not everybody believes it, but at large believes that men are the protectors, they are the providers, which is fine. I'm with it, right? Okay. But you can't have an unruly woman what man is protecting them?
That's in the book, boy.
Who are you gonna protect a woman that doesn't listen to? If I tell you, you say you can go out with your friends, right? She thinks a girls' night. You see what I'm saying? Regardless if all her friends are hoes, whatever. That's beside the point. That's beside the point. Regardless of all her hoes, she's having a girls' night. You say, did she just sleep with 2, 3 of my hoes? Maybe you shouldn't be going out with them. You can't tell me what to do. You can't this, that, and the third. I'm my own woman. You know what? All right, cool. I'm Chubb, not gonna argue with you. Cool. You want to go? You want to go play the whole Hunger Games?
Hunger Games.
Go play it, right? But now when you getting into it with somebody and you calling me, hey, say no, don't call me. You see what I'm saying? Don't call me because protection is also discernment, right?
Yes.
If I tell you as my woman, as my friend, because remember, black men are supposed to protect the whole community, not just the woman they're responsible for, right? That's what we're told. You have to protect every single black woman in the world. Whether she hates you or not, you need to die Matrix style in front of a bullet for her. You have to do it, right? Okay, cool. Not arguing that. All right, I'll protect every black woman in the world, right? But if she does not listen to me, if I say, you know what, they've jumped the last woman that went over there. You know what, that city over there, it's been four or five sexual assaults over there. You probably shouldn't go out on that side of town. The minute you tell me, oh no, I'm gonna do what I want to do, cool. My protection umbrella is no longer under you. I release you to the streets, and you do whatever it is you feel you need to do. I will protect you, right? I will protect you as long as you listen to me as your man or friend. And when that doesn't happen, then and only then is it considered toxic masculinity when they don't want to listen to us.
Okay. Yo, that is so key what you said. Yo, Minister Louis Farrakhan, the clip that we had, he said, if a man can't be in control in the house, be in control of the woman, how can he protect?
Correct.
And that is so key. Don't be telling me. Yeah, last week we had that clip. Yeah, man. So don't be telling me to throw on the cape when Sheikah did not listen.
Correct.
When I told her that, hey, you don't want to hang out with those women over there. Sheikah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Sheikah.
Shout out to Sheikah.
Shout out to Sheikah.
Shout out to Sheikah. Hey man, so Dollar man,
all right, so before we close out toxic masculinity, because we're getting away from mental health, just want to go over 10 toxic masculinity quote unquote BS word traits, which are being stoic. Men consistently give the message that they must be self-reliant, independent, physically tough, etc. Y'all tell us we got to be that. Shut the fuck up. Hold on 1 second. Also, being promiscuous. So that's a toxic masculine trait, supposed to be promiscuous. But we're in the midst of hot girl summer. Shut the fuck up. Championing heterosexuality as if it's unalterable norm. Well, we're men.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a toxic masculine trait. That's a heterosexual upbringing trait. You could be a woman and you promote heterosexuality if you don't, agree with homosexuality. That's not a toxic trait. Being violent. Once again, we already covered where that comes from. That's the root of you telling me I can't release my emotions. The results of that at the end of the day is being violent. The environment that we've grown up in. I see my dad beat my mom, or I might have saw my mom beat my dad. Or both of them might have beat me. We're going into the roots of where some being violent. So is that a toxic masculine trait, or is that my upbringing from where I came from that we all have to overcome, but it happens nonetheless? Being dominant. Well, you don't want me to be a pussy. Shut the hell up. Sexually aggressive towards women. That may be a toxic trait, but is that masculine? No, that is a weak man that can't control his emotions. That is totally the opposite of masculinity.
For sure.
Not displaying emotions. Well, you told me when I was 5 years old I can't cry. Or when I got 20 years old, this is what you told me. You soft, too soft for me. I need a man stronger than you. So if that is toxic masculinity, who's the seed in the root of that, woman? Shut the fuck up. not being a feminist ally. Well, there you go. So that shows you who probably the people that's probably making this stuff up. These feminists,
for sure.
Which all affects a man's mental health.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Because it triggers. That's a trigger. That is a metaphorical gun.
Hold on.
AR.
I got one last one.
Okay.
Not engaging in household chores and caregiving means I am a toxic masculine. Not engaging in household chores is toxic. I'll let y'all have the floor. I'm done with this show.
Hey, just broke it down, man.
That's close, man. Yeah, definitely broke it down, man.
Great breakdown.
You know, but we had to address that, man, because a part of this discussion is we're talking about the things, the narratives, the perspectives, the spells, the labels that affects the men's mental health.
Right. And a lot of relationships lead to mental health too. So
definitely.
I know quite a few guys that have checked out over relationships. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that but that goes back to men love wholly and completely for real. And my personal opinion, I don't think women know how to love because they're always loving up. Women are taught to get the best man available to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a good example of that is hip hop, right?
Yeah.
So the whole I'm fucking your girl, the whole the rapper with the most money you see what I'm saying? So women are always choosing up. You see what I'm saying? And they could have a man, for sure. They could have a man that gets up, goes to work, isn't broke, right? Isn't broke, handles his business every single day. But if a rich nigga wanna,
I don't know, man. I think sometimes
Chris Brown said it.
I think sometimes if they have not received love from a man coming up, they actually give themselves to anybody that's available.
Yeah.
So that may be them actually choosing down, actually, because I've seen that. In my world, I've dated quite a few, and I've told a couple of them, like, you give yourself away too easy. You know what I'm saying?
What's the root to that?
Huh?
What's the root to that?
The root to that is probably a absent father. So they don't even know the love of the man, and they yearn for that man's love so much that they'll take anything that they can from any man. That looks like love, i.e., you so beautiful, jumping in their inbox talking about good morning, queen. They don't know.
Grand Rising Queen.
Yeah, Grand Rising Queen. I shade.
Does that even work though?
Yeah, it works. It works like a motherfucker.
Yes, that works.
Bro.
That works.
Hey.
Extra points if you add an empress.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Look, story time. Me and TR. Me and Tyrone we had this show that we was bringing this lady in for a podcast, and we had to talk to her about some things, and I don't do none of that shit, right? So she ignored the phone call. I called TR, like, man, you know what you got to do? You got to hit her with the good morning queen. I say, I'm not doing all that shit. He like, brother, watch what happened. Tyrone, what, man? You bullshit. Good morning, queen. Would like to have a conversation with you. I put the phone down. 2 minutes later. 2 minutes. She ignored every call that I made to her for 4 days up until I text that led with good morning, queen. And 2 minutes later, she called back.
That's
crazy.
That's it, bro.
Yeah. Man, that's it, bro.
Yeah,
that works.
Yeah, bro. It works.
Yo, in certain communities, you say Grand Rising.
Oh, it's tears. It's a tier system.
It's
a tier system, man.
You gotta say bless morning.
Understood.
Yo, everybody, make sure y'all subscribe to the vibe, man. Subscribe to Everybody Hates Chubbs, bro. Like his calendar is open. He's able to take sessions, man. Real cool dude. He helped me out, and I realized I was dealing with compassion fatigue.
Ooh.
I was dealing with compassion fatigue, and I looked it up. I'm managing it, but yeah, in this line of work, man, serving individuals, especially special needs individuals, it takes extra.
For sure.
What I'm saying? It takes a lot of extra love, a lot of extra understanding. And I really had to work on my patience. Really had to sit back and retrack and just do the thing, just do the mental health cares that I do, man. Hot baths, playing video games, man, relaxing, grounding. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Well, as mental health therapists, you help a lot of people, man, and there's nobody really there to help you.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
That's a good shirt.
so you gotta take care of yourself. And when you say compassion fatigue, I'm not sure everybody knows what compassion fatigue is. Would you tell them what compassion fatigue is?
Yeah, compassion fatigue is that you given a lot of emotions, a lot of love, a lot of compassion to the point to where if those expectations may not be met, you're starting to become easily triggered. You're starting to feel frustrated. Now you're more snappy. Now, it's harder for you to kind of pour from your cup more, So that's what dealing with compassion fatigue.
It's tough, bro.
Yeah.
It's tough, and you help a lot of people, right? But I mean, even Honda Civics, as far as they will get you on gas, they eventually get on E, man. And you gotta get back up, and you gotta put more gas in the tank, man. And something that I do is that I'm literally always on the go, probably anywhere from 17 to 18 hours a day. I don't touch my house till probably almost the next day, right? Sleep for 3-4 hours and get back to it. But at some point during the day, every phone I have is on airplane mode. And,
there you go.
And I just enjoy like me, right? Whatever I like to do, right? So if that means taking myself to a restaurant and just being on on my phone, social media, I'll do that for an hour and a half, man, because everybody, no matter what field you're in, everybody wants something from you. Everybody, right? No matter what field you're in, I'm pretty sure your phone is ringing every day, all day. I know your phone's ringing every day, all day.
You don't pick up.
And you got to be able to sit back and say you deserve more of your time, right? If you're going to give everything you have to people, and as counselors, every story isn't a success story, bro. Like,
exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Like every story can't be a success on your level, right? And so that's why it's good to have a network of people that say, hey, maybe I am not the counselor for you, but I do have strong recommendations, that because some people need more help than you can give. And again, that is to a counselor, that is a huge blow to your ego, because you're kind of taught to ingrain to take your ego out of it. But the reality is, you think you can help everybody.
Yeah. Yo, I literally be having that perspective, and that's what caused it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, some of those people I can't help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I could lead the horse that's already walking to the water. Oh yeah. I could do that. But if you just immobile, you can't move.
Yeah.
Man, I end up getting more triggered, bro. Like, yo, I dealt with like individuals, man, that anxiety was so high,
Right.
he didn't even want to leave the house. I tried to use women. Like, hey, bro, let's go out and talk to some women, man.
Yeah.
Try to use, clothes. Hey, man, let's get some new clothes. Hey, let's go somewhere else.
For sure.
And this guy did not want to leave the house. He just wanted to stay around the house. Everything was fear-based. I tried to motivate the guy. To the point where I got triggered.
Right.
I got triggered. I'm like, bro, man, it's been 4 months, man, and this dude don't even want to ride up the street.
Well, I like the analogy you use a lot of times, man. Yeah, you can lead a horse to water, but sometimes they don't want to drink water.
Yeah. Ooh, sometimes they want to drink Kool-Aid.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not water that they want to drink. So as counselors, right, especially in 2023, we have to use unconventional methods within our bag, right? Within our bag that can help people. So especially like with the behavioral therapy, there's never not homework. You have to have. It's not homework. It's not behavioral therapy if there's no homework involved. If there's no homework involved, then it's just talk therapy, right? Which is fine. But if you're talking about changing a behavior, how are they going to change a behavior if they're not practicing doing something else, right? So when you start talking about like high anxiety, fear, anxiety, like that, when people don't want to, you have to give them homework assignments that gets them closer to the door. Maybe the first homework assignment isn't leaving the house. Maybe the first homework assignment is actually just, hey, getting up, going to the refrigerator a couple times. What's the closest thing to your door? This is the closest thing to your door. All right, I want you to take something, put it next, take something that you like, put it by your door. And in order for you to get that something that you like, put it by the door. And just keep, you see, it just keep it. Like, today's therapy isn't traditional, and there's a stigma about therapy where people think, oh, you're sitting down, you're laying on your back, or you're laying on the floor, and you're just talking out your problems and this, that, and no, that's at least that's not how I work, right? Like, I tell people all the time, you are the expert on you.
Yeah.
It's different methods, and we can talk about it, off air, but it's different methods to it, man. But you can't tire yourself out, bro, because it's an ongoing battle.
Definitely.
Well, when it comes to like liquor and drugs and everything, somebody saying like that's the only thing that gonna make them feel better after being a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle that? If that's okay, I hear what you're saying, but this is the only thing that's gonna make me feel better.
Well, first, when you start talking about like coping mechanisms and things like that, you have to figure out what the trigger is to make them drink, right? Because there's something making them go grab, like there's something that they're doing during the day that's making them go grab the bottle. You see what I'm saying, or the can. So figuring out what that is, and then working with the coping mechanism to see what can move them away from being triggered. Once you have that, then you come up with a treatment plan for where to get them to to slowly stop drinking. Then there's AA and stuff, which I'm a big fan of. Like, that does work if you follow the steps. But just making sure that you're constantly working with them and being available to them, because what's not known about a lot of alcoholics is if they don't have anybody to talk to, they'll go drink.
Wow. Yo, so what we're about to do is go on a break, but make sure y'all stay tuned, man, because we're going to get into a very controversial clip, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to The Vibe. Everybody hates Chubbs, man. Book him for a session, man, bro. He's my personal therapist.
I see why everybody hates him, though. I fucks with him.
Hey, and definitely, and he's also High Heels personal therapist too. I mean, yeah, like, man, this man is the therapist of the community. So make sure y'all tap in, man. Tap into Director Huey G, Made Solid TV, bro. They got the Man of Finesse episode with East Point Lonnie, man. That's up and running, man. Hey, they doing it, man. Let's get it, man. And y'all stay tuned, man.
Hey, thank you for tuning in to Yale Radiocast. Listen, business owners, people that are entrepreneurial in spirit and need to get their business out there, contact Yale Entertainment. We will advertise your company. We will advertise your brands with a listener base that covers the globe. We offer a variety of packages at affordable prices. Call us at 678-586-9241. If you need to email us, you can contact us at yaleent1@gmail.com. If you need to get your business out there, contact Yale Entertainment to get the business.
It's your girl, Empress Nay, and I just want to give a big shout out to Motivational Sh and Yale Entertainment. Hit me up on all my social medias at I am Empress Nay and Empress Love & Co. for all your tarot reading services. Oh, come with me to Africa as well, June 5th through the 15th. Alright, peace.
Yup. Hey, you're here with Lightworker Wayne, and if you need motivation, if you need encouragement, if you need the positivity, I'm that guy. So subscribe to my vibe. You can find me on TikTok, IG, YouTube at Lightworker Wayne. Hey, and also if you dealing with any type of mental health issues, depression, anxiety, anger, and if you need coaching on that, then I'm the light. Send me an email at supererswayy0623@gmail.com. I'm the light to shine you on a road of greatness, for you can succeed and overcome and manage that. So don't be afraid to send me an email and subscribe to my vibe. Let's get it!
Hey man, what it do, man? It's Pimp Slim, man. Come rock with your boy on Pimp Talk Podcast, man, every Monday from 7 to 8. Y'all already know how we rockin', man. We gonna talk about some things that's been going on in the rap game and in the community, mental health. You know what I'm saying? Just a little different, man. Shout out to Yale ENT and RTV, man. Let's get it. Polo.
Hey, it's Pastor Sean with Healing Haven of Atlanta, where we specialize in the healing and development of our young men and our young dads 18 and up. We are a community resource center. We specialize in the healing and development. Young men, young dads, we help you get on your feet. We help you get your job. We help you with leadership development. You have suspended license because of child support. We have fatherhood classes that can help you guys get on your feet, get your license back, whether it is court ordered or voluntarily. Plus, we have wraparound services that are right here in this community to help us with job training and job placement. Y'all can reach us at healinghaven, the number 8@gmail.com, or reach us on the web at healinghavenatl.org. Come through, come holler at us, let us be of service to you. Peace.
Hey guys, this is Artemis Bonner, the plug for all creators. If you're a visual artist, a singer, a rapper, dancer, whatever, hit me up, Artemis. I might got something for you. Might got a gig for you, free or paid. Either way, I'm gonna get you out there. I'm here at the Motivational Sh podcast with Super Healer, Here with G, and Lightworker Wayne. I'll tell you what, tune in, Twitch, right? It's Twitch, right? Twitch, right? All right, peace.
I'm one step away from hitting center stage. One step away from coming out the tunnel to the game. One step away from everybody jumping on my way. Now just let me introduce you to the way I do my thing. I feel like I'm a step away from hitting center stage. One step away from coming out the tunnel to the game. One step away from everybody jumping on my way. Now just let me introduce you to the.
They doubted greatness when I told them I embodied it. Slick Rick the ruler, man, I'm on my lighting.
Yale Radiocast, the gold standard of online radio. We already bring you all hits all day, but this one right here is for my hip-hop heads. Tune in to Lyrical Exercise Radio. All bars, all day. You already know how we bring it from the East Coast to the West Coast to down south and even international. Hip Hop Ain't Dead is right here on Yale Radiocast.
Hello, everybody. It's your girl, Jessica A. Ross, and I am so excited because I just finished being on the podcast, Motivational Shit, and I'm excited because I'm leaving motivated. Not only was the conversation so I can't even say the words, it made me feel so good, but there were some Black kings who spoke some truth, and we really got to the root of family in yourself and family around us. So please tap into this podcast episode. It is available now. Look at that. That's where you can go find it, right there. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
We back at it with motivational shit, man. Yo, man, we talking about the man's mental health, discussing mental health, man. Make sure, y'all tap into Everybody Hate Chubbs, man. He's available. Book him on the schedule, man. Make sure y'all tap into him. Send him a DM on the IG. Make sure y'all subscribe to Made Solid TV, man. Check out Man of Finesse. So we're about to get into our controversial clip of today. Let's run it.
If everybody's making an excuse, how do you get to the ones that really need that help? How do you get to those ones when it's a cloud of other people just having a moment? What I'm saying is this, is sometimes you don't realize the idea that you're having is self-imposed versus the idea that you can overcome it simpler than what you're making.
Gotcha.
And I'm saying, look, some people do have to go to a therapist. Some people do have to sit down or whatever the case may be. But guess what? Once these therapists start making money, everybody got a problem. If everybody's making an excuse, how do you get to
that's
the
the Male
ones that
Review,
really-
baby.
Hey, man, shouts out to TR, man. Shouts out to the Male Review, man. Yo, so Huey, man, what's your perspective of that clip, man? What you think about it?
Come back to me.
Okay. So, I'm going to pass the hot potato to our therapist right here. Everybody Hate Chubbs, man.
Okay, so
Still processing.
So let me. All right, I got a question though.
Go ahead.
So, what is the point of view? Is that when therapists start making money, then what?
Basically, and I think I'm the best person in the room to speak for my brother as a partner of the Male Review, because we share some of the same beliefs. His beliefs probably more stern than mine for certain things. Other things, my beliefs are a little bit more stern than his. But a lot of things in this society, in this world, has appeared to become a little cliche.
Okay.
And therapy or mental health or anxiety has become a bit of that as well, where any issue that we have is, I need therapy or you need therapy, rather than, well, what's the cloud or what's the gray area? If everybody's claiming that their problem, the result to each problem is it's the world's fault and the world is trotting down on you and therapy is the answer, outside of some people having a moment that requires just a solution or getting through that tough moment.
Okay.
For example, last year, May 30th, my birthday, on my birthday, I'm in Pensacola having a time of my life, and my son is having a mental breakdown where he was wanting to came behind a breakup with a girl. I'm being a little fairly honest here. You know what I'm saying? So everything was wrong, and he didn't want to be on this planet no more. And it was, saying, I don't want to be here, kill myself, all that. And that's what I had to deal with May 30th last year on my birthday.
Right.
Conversation with him. Had to have a long chat, sit down with him for what was going on. And, just telling him like, the world don't owe you shit.
Right.
The world don't. His words were, I'm too young to be having these problems, as if the shit that he was dealing with was old people shit or just it wasn't for him. Like, I can't believe I'm going through these type of things at my age, or that I'm going through these type of things at all. So some people just possibly need to look past, it's somebody else is going to fix my problems, versus, okay, this is what's in front of me, I need to fight my way through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. All right. So first things first. Therapy isn't made, because I'm working my way back. Therapy isn't made for the therapist to fix your problem.
I said that, and I said that on my last show. Don't mean to jump in because that's
100.
Thing
No, it's not.
Yes.
It's not. Therapy isn't made for that. Therapy is made for the therapist to help you work through your problems as another perspective. And I personally say all the time, I'm not going to give you the solution. I am going to help walk you through the best solution for you that you think is your best. You see what I'm saying? Is your best solution. Now, I'm not going to let you walk through the wrong door, but you got to choose you see what I'm saying? It's up to you to choose the door. All right. So now, with that being said, therapy literally saves millions of people every day, right? And I do think that therapy and using so there's a couple of terms like therapy trigger terms, right? So intrusive thoughts is a hot button right now, and
it is.
That's whatever. You have intrusive thoughts, you have anxiety, and you have depression. And so when people throw those words around, it could be. You see what I'm saying? I take every case seriously because, again, if they're telling me, all right, they're asking for help. When you hear anxiety, right? So Wayne, when you hear anxiety, when somebody tells you I'm suffering from anxiety, what is the first thing that you hear? Like what are you hearing? Because when I hear I'm suffering from anxiety, what I'm hearing is there's a rush of emotion for me that is making me uncomfortable in this situation, right? And a lot of people don't know there is countless of different types of anxiety, but to somebody untrained, they can't express what type of anxiety that they may be feeling, right? Because there's a difference between social anxiety. There's different types of anxiety. So they may not know how to express. They just know I'm experiencing anxiety. So I definitely believe in particular regards to your son, right? Just because that's the example that you gave.
Yeah, example I
gave. Was that his first breakup?
No, it's like his third.
What is it? But it was his hardest breakup.
Probably
right?
his hardest.
It's hard. So okay,
and now he ain't even think about that good.
Because time heals everything.
Which is why we were saying some of these things are moments.
Time heals everything. But right. Trauma definitely causes scars.
Okay, so that's
right.
True.
Right. Trauma causes scars. They leave wounds, right? Just because you're over it doesn't mean that scar is gone. If you trip and fall down the steps and there's a gash on your leg, it will heal.
Yeah.
But there will always be something there to remind you that your clumsy ass fell down the steps, right? So while time heals all wounds, sometimes they leave gashes, they leave scars, right? So somebody walking into therapy, we have to be able to regulate our emotions. If you're feeling something and you don't know what you're feeling, you just know. You could be walking around pissed. I am mad. I know I am mad. And if Wayne says something to me today, I am firing off today. He gonna get it today. Okay, but why are you so mad at Wayne? What did Wayne do? I don't know. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what therapy
Does.
is. It's the why.
Why?
And you need to know why you're feeling these things.
So I think the problem is with therapy is people think that therapy has the resolution or the answer, and that's
that's not.
and
no.
now
You're right.
now that's the problem.
You're right.
People go to therapy for the therapist to fix their problem. And I think what we're saying is, regardless of whatever the man tells you or the woman tells you, it's on you.
It's on you. Exactly.
We are there
and
to
people
walk
have
you
have crippled themselves into saying you need a therapy because you need somebody to tell you that you ain't shit. And once they tell you you ain't shit, they got the answer to how you ain't shit yourself.
That's not how therapy works, right? You're right about that. You're absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
Like, we can walk you to the door, right? We can show you how to open the door. I can even tell you what's on side of that door.
Mm-hmm.
You got to walk through it.
You got to walk through it. And that takes
what
accountability.
Wayne was saying earlier about you driving the car that you were saying earlier, right?
Yeah. And that owns person accountability.
For sure.
That takes for them to have their own insight and to take the insight of the therapist and to actually implement it. You know what I'm saying? First, it's to change a behavior. It goes like this. It's the thought, then the word, then the deed.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure.
The thought, first they got to think it. And they get all that information from us when we're helping them walk. Then start speaking words of empowerment to help change that.
Right.
Help gets the car engine going. Then the deed, meaning the action. To take the action. To finally walk through that door.
For sure. When you sit down and you talk to when somebody tells me they need therapy, all I hear is I need somebody to talk to.
Exactly.
That's it. That's what I hear. I need somebody to talk to. And we will figure it out once you start talking. Because a lot of times what you think is the problem, that's not necessarily the problem. So that's what I hear. You just need somebody to talk to.
You just need something. What are your thoughts on this, Huey?
On what the
needing or the is it fake therapy? Is it a fake call? Are there fake cries for therapy?
I don't know. Different situations. I mean, depend on the person. Maybe. I don't know.
I look at it like, look here. I ain't gonna lie. All right, so here it is. I look at it like, you ain't shit right now. You know you're going through some shit right now. If I, from all my errors that I continuously made through my whole life, and I know it resulted in me being broke because I was irresponsible with my penis, that I got like tons of child support going on right now, that I have low production, that I'm not giving my best at work, that I'm not doing this, that I'm not doing that. Do I really need you to tell me that I'm not being the best me now? Yes, you might tell me, but I really know.
Well,
I really know.
Okay, all right.
Y'all help me out.
Okay. I'll let you take.
I got it.
Dylan, sometimes someone needs another person to tell them that. Sometimes, that person could know it, but they don't want to confront it.
And that's the thing.
Confront it with another person.
That's the thing. I think that's what we're saying. You know.
Okay, I'm just gonna take this whole angle.
They are hoping that you sit down and you tell them in a nice way. Everything ain't that bad.
No. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Do you know you're not shit?
And we don't sometimes not shit is a little brash word, but we see what we're trying to say, right?
Sometimes
you're struggling into some things in your world.
You got some shit going on, right? You got some shit going on. Like you done ran off on the plug. You got some shit going on. You don't always know that you're not shit, right? Because let's talk about narcissism, right? That's another trick. That is another trigger word right now for people who think they know about mental health. Narcissism. Everybody is a narcissist.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody is a narcissist, right? If everybody's ex is a narcissist. Let me tell you. Everybody's ex is a narcissist. Okay, cool. Look, narcissism, no, like actual legit narcissism, you don't know you're not shit, right? The world actually does revolve around you. And a lot of people don't understand that, right? There's a difference between ego and narcissism. An actual narcissist thinks there is literally nothing wrong with their life, and it's literally everybody else. So if they got 5 or 6 baby mamas, they owe child support on all of them, right? They don't have a job, they don't have a car, they're not trying to get any of that, but yet, it's every baby mama's fault about why they don't have money, right? That is a touch of narcissism. You see what I'm saying? Like, so no, everybody doesn't know that, but it is my job to be like, okay, bro, let's have an honest conversation. All right, you got 6 baby mamas. How many are you paying child support? No. Okay. Do you have a job? No. Okay. Now it's my job to say, okay, why don't you have a job? Because my baby mama, this, that, and the third. My baby mama, okay. That's fair. All right, look, let's just say I agree. They not shit. We established they're not shit. But why don't you have a job? You see what I'm saying? Because even if your baby mamas weren't there, if you had 0 kids, you still need a job.
Yeah.
So why don't you have a job? So now it's my job as a therapist to say, okay, even if you want to go have sex all day long, you still need a car to get to them. You see what I'm saying? Even if you still staying with your mom, you still need money for a hotel. You see what I'm saying? So why don't you have a job? And then once I establish them getting the job, now I can move them into at least attempting to be a functioning member of society. So a lot of people don't know that they not shit because, truth be told, not a lot of people have honest people in their lives. You have more enablers in your life than you have actual friends.
Yes.
But then some people don't want to hear the truth anyway.
Well, they don't want to hear how it's been told to them.
Or from some person.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to hear from my mama, I ain't shit.
Just best person to tell. You came from up. No.
So I do agree. I mean, you can. I do believe some people can need somebody to talk to, but overall, I think therapy works.
Oh, definitely.
Another example, I guess the idea of it being a bit, we've said, you brought up the idea of narcissism. It's became a trendy thing. We talked earlier about toxic masculinity. All these things that we hear these days have become so trendy that everybody thinks that they fall into that same world.
For sure.
Or it's forced upon everybody else.
For sure.
I'm this because the world's telling me I'm this. So, I think that's what TR is saying, since everybody claims that they need it now. When the shit is really going down for the real people,
right? How
can we help the true people when you got some shit going on, like my son, who was mad over a little random ass girl? You 19 years old. Shut the hell up. You ain't even gonna be thinking about the smell of that little thing in about fucking 3 months, Devin. Damn it. Sure enough, he wasn't thinking about the smell of that thing 3 months later.
But
go ahead.
But that goes.
This is my brash asshole demeanor.
I know, brother. I know. And you're from the military, and that's something just like my dad would say. But this goes back to what Chubb said, in the beginning, that if that person even thinks so, we still have to have an open area that way they can come to us and at least talk about it.
I agree.
At least talk about it.
Well, you don't know it's not bullshit until you hear them out. If I just dismiss everything a person says because their life isn't in order, nobody would be listening to us, because at one point none of our lives were in order either.
Right. And I think, if I was to use myself again as an example, I had to fight my way through a lot of shit. Homelessness, I had to fight my way through the breakups. I had to fight my way through the financial traumas and the things that I had to combat. I didn't need to go sit down with Wayne to say, hey, I'm underperforming. I knew. Now somebody told me that, but I knew it. I said this on the show a couple of weeks ago. It's one of the clips that I posted on Instagram where a lady sat in and called me and said, "Darling, you know you underachieving, right?" I knew it. I knew it.
He knew he wasn't shit.
I knew I wasn't shit. Yeah. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I guess not really to hark at, how much, where's the line?
Okay.
Where's the line? I think is it different levels?
For sure.
Okay.
For
so
sure.
I think that's the thing.
For
We're
sure.
saying
For
it's
sure.
levels, and everybody's saying that their problem is high level.
For sure.
I hear you when you're talking about things leading to suicide, and I know that's things that's built over time. That's why I use my son as an example. Some things are, at the end of the day, it's like, well, ain't nothing going right for me, nothing, and you see that road, maybe for some people, on day one, if we catch you and talk about a day one and tell you to start handling things day one, maybe it doesn't lead to the conversation of I don't want to be here. Possibly.
No, for sure. For sure, man. When I was going through that, it was just really about talking. I talked to my friends every single day, and I was fortunate enough to have friends that I talked. When I say every day, all day, 4 or 5 hour conversations about nothing. They would call, "Hey, you good? What's going on? I need to be on my way," and they did that all the way until I got help, till I got out of it. And just so you know, it ain't no coming back from that. There's no coming back from that. Just a quick stat. They said there was one guy, he jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge, survived. Right? He survived it. Was about to commit suicide. He jumped off. He said the minute he jumped off, he regretted it. Think about that. Let's think about that. Wow. He said the minute his feet went in the air, he regretted it and survived. He survived it, right? So now, all right, let's put that in perspective. They say it is hundreds, almost thousands of people that jump off the Golden Gate Bridge every year. How many of those people changed their mind and didn't make it?
At that minute, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like no safety net puts things in perspective for you really fast.
Yeah.
Really fast. You see what I'm saying? When you jump and you realize I can't fly, it puts things in perspective really quickly. We were just fortunate enough that somebody survived to be able to tell that story, because the moral of the story that I got from that is death is really permanent. It is permanent to temporary problems.
Yeah. So, man, with all this, man, everybody that's watching this episode, man, make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe, and y'all share it, man. We got Everybody Hates Chubbs here, bro. Break it down some real facts, man. Addressing the mental health. Make sure y'all have a therapist, a counselor, somebody who y'all can talk to. Your mental health is priority. So this leads us to the conclusion of this episode. Heal your mind. Address your mind. Manage your mind. Prioritize your mind.
Shout out to everybody going, still getting up every day, putting on a cologne like he's saying, and going and still doing it, and masking a lot of stuff and still making it happen.
Still making it happen.
Real made solid.
Okay. I want to go ahead and circle back around, because I'm just messing with y'all. I do this for the show. I want to circle around to my homeboy Nemesis was on the show yesterday, Mayor Review, and our program, which is the Soldier 23 Project, which helps veterans who are suffering from mental trauma stress that leads to death, suicide prevention. Soldier 23 Project. Military veterans commit suicide at 23 people on an average a day. Okay, so why these things are here. Why these services are for. I appreciate brothers like, Chubbs coming in, and I appreciate people like Wayne doing the work that he does, and I guess Huey falls into that. So,
I'm up and coming therapist.
He'll put you in the, No, but we're gonna end the show off with this song.
Yes.
So tap into what we got going on.
Tap into what we got going on, man. we got our own song, man, from director Huey G, man.
I was going through it and I just wrote the song.
Hey, and two, music journaling is a good coping skill as well.
Sure.
Really powerful coping skill. So, man, make sure y'all stay tuned. Motivational shit, man. Subscribe to the vibe. Check us out on all platforms, man. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Great, man. Just crazy out here, man.
Tell me, nigga, get that trade.
Do it, man. We gotta come up with a plan. Do it. We gotta do something, man. We gotta put a plan together, man. Do it. That's one of the questions. And they're like,
hey, when the sun comes, it's gonna wash away the pain. Rest in peace to my cousin, Antoine McClain. Long live Tweez. You gone, but you'll never be forgotten.
I can't think like that because I'm somebody daddy. I guess I wouldn't if things weren't going so badly. I take some rich problems over some broke ones gladly. Sadly, don't know where I'm gonna get my next meal. Stomach growling won't chill, so I guess I gotta steal. You can say I'm a J, I got nowhere to stay, and I'm just a few dollars in a habit away. I pray it's a job every time my phone ring. It's not, so I'm back to robbing of the trap gang. Got a child, so I can't throw in the towel. I died JG Wentworth cause I need cash now. People say they 100, but they all really changed, and they turn out to be lame. They don't love you like they claim. Chain, smoking cigarettes and blunts to ease the pain. The same issues remain, so I just call them God name. Let it rain.
In the morning, bout broke as hell. Don't get paid the next week with no work to sell. And my life is hard, not like that boy Sean Carter. Behind on child support, now I ain't no good father. Tried to make a call, but my cell cut off. And the word on the street, G hustle fell off. I'm wishing for better days, but my day getting worse. Ain't nothing going right, cause I'm feeling like I'm cursed. These suicidal thoughts stay racing through my mind. I had a talk with God, asking to give me a sign. With a gun to my head, all I see is my mama cry. She already lost a lot, she can't take her son down. Trump ain't never had nobody running his house. I'm about to strap up and head straight to the White House. Trump ain't never had nobody running his house. I'm about to strap up and head straight to the White House.
Of my pain, no games, it's an expression of what's on my heart and brain. It might sound strange, but it's hard to explain. But a lot of times I just wish that it would rain. Let it rain. Let it rain. Let it rain. Let it rain. A lot of times I just wish that it would rain. Let it rain. Let it rain. Let it rain. A lot of times I just wish that it would rain.